I'm surprised they didn't make the actual states, or well, I mean, when I say stateside, North American, I keep forgetting about when I say stateside, it's actually North American side with with you great Canadians up there. I'm surprised they didn't start with that matchup tonight. Because
Yeah,
what?
I guess it was league scheduling issues and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, they did play 2 games, so I guess they wanted to get back here because they play tomorrow, or is it Saturday they play, or Friday they play again? I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
but well, whatever the case is, the NHL has done a great job. I'm excited with this matchup. It's a goaltenders duel. If you had the under in this game, you're definitely gonna probably earn some bucks. Bassey and Shesterkin kicking it off the Eastern Conference Finals from last year. These two are probably the two best goalies in the league, arguably. They got a good one going as the period just started. It's 1-1, but we're here to talk about our fantasy league, which just got kicked off. I forgot what we were going to lead off with. Some of our players had questions on how our scoring is, Stork. There is some confusion right now with the Yahoo stat tracker. I think Yahoo's going to get their situation straightened out right now. It looks like they got a little bit of a bug issue as far as our stat tracker. But your thoughts on our scoring system right now? We'll go over
Yeah,
each category.
well, I think what's happening is because there's not enough stats in. You'll probably find by tomorrow night, because there's 6 games slated for tomorrow, and we've got 2 tonight, as you know. I'm pretty sure once the numbers start filling up, Yahoo will adjust it all, and it'll be true stats on your thing. If you notice on the league page in Yahoo, you'll see a different score than you will if you go to your matchups, and that's just because they haven't filled up numbers yet. So I think by tomorrow night it'll all correct itself.
Right. Yeah. If I don't think we've ever gone over the scoring here in our league. Let me just pull up the stat tracker real quick. I'm just going to go over with me and Waylon Womack's matchup right now. The Ad Americans, which is my club, versus the Washington Wendigo. For instance, they have me up 15-5 right now because in our league, I don't know if I've even gone over this. We have 23 categories, if I'm not mistaken. We have goals, assists, points, plus minus, penalty and minutes, power play goals against, power play points in total, shorthanded points, which there was one tonight, by the way. Mika Zibanejad had a shorty tonight. I don't know if you saw that. Game-winning goals, shots on goals, face-offs won. By the way, in that first period, I don't know what the stats are. The Rangers dominated in the circle. I think it was 12-2 at one point. Not sure about the second period because I was prepping for this show, but hits, I think that's a big-time category for us. And block shots. And then we get to the goaltending categories. Games started. Wins, losses for that goaltender, goals against average, shots against, saves, save percentage, and shutouts. I pretty much put everything that we could do, and they limited to I think 23 max. Let me double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 23 categories. I think there was 25 to choose from, and they wouldn't let me have all 25 for some reason. So I'm new to the Yahoo as far as running a league. By the way, the Rangers just scored again, 2-1. Mika Zibanejad is second. Big
Wow.
time. I think Dave Snellgrove, Probert Etiquette. Oh, your opponent, Stork.
Yeah.
I think he just, I want to say Dave has Zibanejad. I got to check the rosters, but looks like
Yeah, that was his second.
Yeah, beautiful shot from the OV office. Looked like a power play. But Stork, what are your thoughts? We should just let this simmer for the week, and then we'll investigate it as far as the controversy of to update our league members.
I think, like I said, by Friday after tomorrow's games and all the numbers start to fill in, it'll adjust. So I just tell everybody not to worry about it right now, but we're keeping an eye on it just to make sure. And if we have to make some phone calls, which I doubt we will have to, we'll deal with that when the time comes. But just hang in there until tomorrow night, and you'll see a true score there, I'm sure.
Right on. Yeah, just perusing those stat tracker scores. I would also, if I were you guys, I would not pay attention to the Yahoo page personally until maybe the morning of. We'll see what the discrepancies are, but the stat tracker, if you have your um, stat tracker capabilities to look at, looks like they update right on the spot. So going through those scores, I know we're barely into the season, but right now Adna leads Washington Wendigo 15-5. We got the Probert Etiquette right now. Stork, you're the Langley Scorpions. These are also, you're awarded a point, guys, for each category you win. It's not how many like goals you get. I know in Stork, your ESPN run leagues, you get a point for pretty much all of the goals you score and everything.
Yes.
Your thoughts on how we should do that? Or do you like this? Or?
Well, when you were doing the scoring system for Yahoo, you were mentioning, because we were talking to each other at the time. I don't think it gave you an option on like a certain amount per goal or So I think they just do categories, which is fine. It's still a team game, so and I'm sure that's not going to be an issue the way they do it. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I don't think I think it's going to all come out in the wash in the long run.
Yeah,
the better team's going to have the better record. So
yeah, I wanted to change it up a bit. I mean, we do a lot of league action with you with ESPN. I haven't done Yahoo in a while, and I wanted to give it a try. And this is my first time ever running a Yahoo league, but I think it'll add a lot of drama at the end of each week with these categories, because obviously this young into the season with barely any games gone, and we're trying to figure out the scoring views here on the stat tracker. A lot of skaters of your team, for instance, have yet to even hit the ice. So that's why there's so many lopsided scores early. But
yeah, like I said, don't panic about it, because there's a lot of games left. So
yeah,
like I said, by tomorrow night we'll see a truer score of who's doing what. So,
but I'm looking at Dave's team. Your opponent this week, Probert Etiquette. Yeah, he's got Mika Zibanejad. Just got his second goal. He had a shorty earlier, so he gets a big point there. Big category point, Stark. So yeah, this week it actually was a longer week than what we are going to normally have, but at the same time, it's going to be an abbreviated week, if that makes sense, because there's no games on Sunday, and I want our league members to know that. Saturday is the pinnacle last day of the week for your matchups. I looked at the schedule earlier this week, and I was shocked by that. It's NFL still. You got the Major League Baseball playoffs still going. I thought maybe there'd be one or two NHL sprinkled games. There has been in the past, but zero NHL games this weekend, Stuart. Saturday.
I think we have a full slate of games Saturday for sure.
Yeah.
And I believe on Friday we have pretty much a full slate too. So
Thursday's a big one. Friday there's a couple.
Yeah, there's 4 games on Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday is a major day, and we got 6 games tomorrow.
But
so
it'll
kick off.
Every NHL squad will be at least have 1 or 2 games by the end of the Saturday. So just wanted to put that out there. Sunday or Monday to Sunday is when our normal week will be for us. But you're going to want to win your matchup, the main event Saturday. So make sure your lineups are set each and every day. Any matchups of the week you're looking forward to there, Stork? I know my team plays your team. We're each playing a back-to-back. I, for some reason, thought that was the Leafs home opener, but no, you guys play the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow night, and as the Caps play the Boston Bruins. Let's talk about your Leafs again. How excited are you? What are you thinking about?
I'm pumped for tomorrow. Always pumped against the Habs. Always want to show them up and beat them badly. So the interesting games, the next 2 games for the Leafs are going to be interesting because Murray's going to be going up against his old team, Pittsburgh, on Saturday. Friday maybe, I think, or something, or Monday maybe. But the game after that, they got Samsonov scheduled to play against Washington. So they're both going to get to see their old teams right away to start the year. That'll be interesting.
I'm really looking for. I mean, like I said earlier, I had thought maybe this was the Leafs' first game, but I know they always usually open up with the Canadians. I had no idea both teams are coming off back to back. So, I'm not gonna lie, Stork. I love the way my team kind of we're hurt right now, but they retooled a little bit. But you got to think Samsonov's got a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's gonna be playing pretty good. We'll see how it goes with both teams.
He's gonna be nervous for sure.
Yeah,
I believe it is in Washington, if my memory serves me. I'm not looking forward to that game only because it's in Washington, and Samsonov is going to be nervous. So
no, Stork, that one's in Toronto. That's a home.
Is that in Toronto?
Yeah, that's in.
What do I know?
I knew that. The Caps play their home opener tomorrow night with Boston. Who's
right?
That'll be even without both teams, without like major cogs in their lineups, like Brad Marchand, the Caps without Tom Wilson. But Bees are returning Krejci. I think that's a big add. I know these guys are older teams. I think he's going to be a big piece for them. I like Jeremy Swayman in net. Darcy Kemper, obviously, we talked about him. But, I mean, just shooting the stuff here with you on what you're looking for here in the opening week. Back to bold predictions. Would you like to fire a few more off? These are 30-minute shows we're running. Maybe we rushed too much. Do you have any bold predictions we didn't get to in our first episode? I'll give you mine.
If we're talking about the prognosticator in the league fantasy hockey, I'd like to make an official statement just so everybody knows that the prognosticator is not responsible for hurt and lost feelings. So if I put you out of the playoffs, I'm sorry. I made it very clear that every team, we have parity this year. Every team has a chance to be a playoff team in the top 6. But if I didn't pick you in the top 6 and I gave you a B for bubble, that doesn't mean I don't think you're going to make the playoffs. I just mean I don't think you're going to make the playoffs. That's all.
Well, I know in years past with my teams in particular, I know the prognosticator has something against usual ownership.
I did. I put you out of the playoffs in both of my leagues, so I'm sorry about that.
It's something to work for. But our guest this year, I don't know if anybody has. I don't know if I introduced Don Cherry. Grapes. He's joined our league, buddy. He gave us his first preseason poll last week. I might have mentioned this last week. I can't remember. I'll have to rewatch our first show, but he's really high on the DuPont pipe layers. He ended up having them ranked number 1 on his poll. DB Cooper, both of us talked about Mark Raymond's team last week. We really like their roster. We'll go into depth on rosters here as we go throughout the show because there's a particular roster I want to talk about who thinks they're not getting a lot of respect. We'll talk about them in a minute. But the Wyoming the Wyoming Great Apes, Josh Halsey, John Cherry had him at number 3. Nova Fire Brigade was coming in at number 4. Don Cherry Grapes really loves that team. I'm going to show Don Sherry's. I'm going to try to fit his slide in on our show here. Hopefully it shows up here as I'm talking when I edit this show. But Probert Etiquette, number 5, your opponent this week, Dave Snellgrove. He's looking pretty good as the Rangers just scored again. It's 3-1.
Wow.
Lindgren on the defense looks like he just was involved on a goal. I really like Jaden Halsey's team. Don Cherry does too. They come in at number 6. The Woody Woodpeckers come in at number 7. Your team, Langley Score, came in at number 8 for Don Cherry's rankings. Julio with Yuma came in at number 9. The Washington Wendigo came in at number 10. And then I want to talk about this team, Stork. By the way, Adna Americans, my team, came in at number 12 on Don Cherry's rankings. But let's talk about the number 11 ranked Frozen Norseman, Stork. Nick Reedy had some things to take up with the prognosticator. Why don't we go over this kid's roster? The Great White North up there in Minnesota. I got to look at his team. Where is it? He's actually up right now 14-4 on Yuma. Let's take a look at Nick Reedy's team, Stork. I don't know if you have the capabilities of looking at it.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this guy? He actually has Brad Marchand stowed away. I have nothing against Nick Reedy and his squad. He seems to think that he's getting a rare deal. Let's talk about the prognosticator side of things.
I think I ruffled some feathers. Is that what it is? That's what it is. Well,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you. I mean, he's got some really key pieces. He's got Johnny Hockey and he's got Jake Getzel, 2 really good players, as we know. But I'm a little concerned about his age and some of the injuries he's got right now. And as you know, with only a 21 game season, you can't afford to lose too many games because of injuries. Could end up costing you, especially when only 6 out of 12 teams make the playoffs. So it's important in these kind of leagues to get off to a good start. So,
I mean, we have a 21 game regular season, and I actually look at it as we have a 21 game playoff. I mean, to get into the next playoff stage, I think
you got to play well.
Like you said,
can't run into a skid because a skid will put you out.
Exactly.
It's simple as that. You go into a 3 or 4 game losing skid, and the old asshole is going to start getting tight, right?
Yeah, it's going to get puckered just a little bit. But like you said last week, Stork, every divisional game is like this first week. It's the divisional matchups. You play your opponents 3 times, and it's going to be crucial to win that series. Put as many points on the board as you can. Looking at the Frozen Norseman roster still, I like his goaltending, but I also like to think that it's still kind of unproven. Not with the Flower, but can the Flower keep up as an older goaltender in Minnesota? That obviously is his number 1. And he's also got Jack Campbell in Edmonton, who I think it's a prove-it year, but I think he's got all that talent around him. I think he can turn into a stud. What are your thoughts on Edmonton and Jack Campbell?
Well, I mean, as you know, I just dealt with Jack Campbell. He's a great guy. He's a really good goaltender, but he has some lapses, and he may experience that in Edmonton. The other issue we have, of course, as you know, the Flower is getting up there in age, and I don't know how many games he's going to be able to go because he is getting up there in age. And if he can't go and Campbell gets hurt, the Norseman could be frozen.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I just saw. I'm looking at his roster. I will say this. Talking about storylines off the top of the show. What he drafted Patty Kane off the Chicago Blackhawks. What if this guy can go to a New York Rangers? Who's been where there's smoke, there's fire. There's been a lot of chatter. I don't know what the deal would look like. But what if a Patty Kane went to a contender like a Rangers? This could bode well for Nick.
I can't see Kane finishing the year in Chicago this year.
Yeah.
Just think of the pieces they can get for this guy. I know Kane was at heart a Chicago Blackhawk, but he's watching all his teammates leave, and he's there, and they're clearly in a rebuilding mode. I don't know if he wants to stick around for a rebuild at his age because I'm sure he wants to win another cup.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see him staying in Chicago as much as he would probably prefer to stay there, but I don't think management's seeing the same page as he is. So
Yeah, I was really shocked about an Alex DeBrincat leaving that team. I mean, a younger guy, and he gets dished off to Ottawa.
I'll tell you that was a shocker to me.
That was a shock.
I
Yep.
mean, the Brinkat is a hell of a hockey player, and he's still young.
Yeah. What is he?
And
25.
for the Hawks just to let him go. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Chicago right now, but I can tell you, Toes and Ortiz and Kane aren't happy. I mean, they can't be. How could they be happy about what they've been doing there? Like, I don't understand the Brinkat being traded. Like, I just don't get it.
But we'll spend some more time on other teams' rosters through the weeks. We're talking about the Frozen Norseman here, Nick Reedy. He actually had Jake Gensel as his number 2 pick. There's a lot of people very
hell
high.
Of a pick.
There's a lot of people very high on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I saw ranking ages. The Pittsburgh Penguins are actually older than the Washington Capitals by a point or a tenth of a point in age. I don't know how they record ages, but what are your thoughts? The Pittsburgh Penguins, they're getting a lot of love.
Yeah. Well, they got Letang, they got Crosby, they got Malkin still, and but they're another team that the window is closing on them because of their age too. I mean, Crosby's what, 35 now, 36. Malkin's up there in his mid 30s, and so is Letang. I think Letang's like 34 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's time for them this year. I mean, they got to do it because I think it's going to be a downhill slide from this year. So,
yeah,
they still have a very good team.
As a Caps fan, I'll never count them out. I mean, holy smokes! I mean, they're just like the Washington Capitals; they just won't go away. But definitely, age is creeping in. And then we'll talk about another player on our next team who's playing right now, Jake Trouba, the newly minted captain of the New York Rangers. He's been heavily involved in this game. Who, by the way, they're still up 3-1 with 5 minutes left in the contest. And that's about how much time we have left in our show. Trouba's got an assist tonight, and I saw him lay out. I can't remember who it was. Oh, the Chernak kid, I believe. Earlier, I mean, this guy can hit. What are your thoughts on Jake Trouba? He's got 6 shots on goal for a defenseman tonight, too. 3 hits.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why the Rangers went out and got him. He is he's going to be one heck of a player, and I wasn't surprised at all that they named him captain because he's a leader, and from everything that I've heard from other players in New York, they all speak very highly of the guy. He works on. He gives you 110% every night, and that's what you want from a captain. Lead by example, right? So right. I think he's a good leader. He's a good leader, and that's why he's been chosen as a captain because he is the leader of that team.
Yeah, so I mean, this has been a fun show here on the official opening night. I like to deem this as the official, even though we had the European games. But real quick, our prognosticator, I'm not sure who he predicted the win this week, but the Don Cherry Grapes, his picks were the DuPont Pipe Layers to win. Probert Etiquette, I'm sorry, Stork, your opponent, he predicted him to win. Yuma to beat our guy, Nick, who we featured tonight on tonight's show. Yuma to beat the Frozen Norseman. He also picked the Nova Fire Brigade. By the way, he picked the Nova Fire Brigade to win the championship outright. We'll look at the Nova Fire Brigade's roster next week. How's that, Stork?
Sure.
Scott Lanham, he liked his lineup a lot. He's playing Mark Wood's Woody Woodpeckers. He also picked Jaden Halsey's Texas Freezing Kuznetsovs to beat Wyoming Great Apes, and that is his dad. That's a family rivalry, Josh versus Jaden in that match. I'm excited to see the results of that one. And then he also picked yours truly's club. There was no money handed out to John Cherry for this pick, but he has me beating Washington Wendigo and Waylon Womack's club this week. So does the prognosticator want to say what he had this week, or we'll just see what – we only have a minute left in the show.
Well, I was worried about having to face Pro Bear right away because I think they're a playoff team this year. And for some reason, I don't know, I was out to get me because I beat his football team last week.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got motivation to take me out. And I think he probably bought Zibanejad dinner yesterday.
Yeah. Well, he'll be taking him out.
A little bit of crack in his food just to get him going.
The way this game's
yeah, he's with me right now. But I'm going to come back by Saturday night. Watch out, Dave, because I'm going to be right on your heels.
All right, Stork, Deputy, another great show in the books here as we wind down. The Rangers are up 3-1 with a couple of minutes left. Any final thoughts? The commish is doing a shot of Pink Whitney for the.
I got my coffee cup.
There you go. I do have to work tomorrow, but I'm keeping it light. I just wanted to wish everybody a great season. It's so great to have the season kicked off. I'm enjoying the Storksdesk here. Episode 2, a success.
Here we go.
There we go. Cheers, sir. I don't normally do hard liquor. I just do beer, but I felt it was appropriate tonight as the puck really officially dropped over here in North America. The Rangers look like we got the Kings and Vegas Golden Knights coming up from Los Angeles. But Stork, I'll give you the floor. You be the last one. Give me your thoughts.
Just looking at that trophy behind you there. That looks beautiful, man. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to hold it.
This is what it's all about, boys.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got a long way to go, man. So it's going to be important. Put the it's a battle. It's a grind, a daily grind. Keep up with your rosters. Be active. Mark Raymond of the DB Cooper, by the way. That's a real quick. We got a couple of minutes. Usually we'll keep these shows to a half hour, but we can go a little extra. My main thing is to just say, hey, daily look at your lineups. Make sure you got all your players. There's going to be times in life where you might miss something, but Mark Raymond has been really active. There's only 5 ads per week, but I think with Yahoo, he had 6. I think with this 9-day first period, they gave leniency. I think they actually probably added another week for this matchup. So in case
yeah, I think they added an addition for this week because of last week. So
because today he dropped Nick Backstrom, who's on long-term IR. So Mark Raymond's been real active there in the Gretzky division, the DB Cooper. So I don't know. I think I've covered everything I wanted to on this second show. Our niche, our format is not really there yet, Stork, because we're waiting for the season to really kick in so we can have our daily features. We'll have our 3 stars of the week. We'll have that a segment. We'll vote on that. Anything else, Stork, you feel, Dean, you want to fit in this show?
No, I think we covered everything. We covered the scoring. And like I said, I'll say it again. Make sure you guys don't get too concerned about what the scoring says right now. After tomorrow's games are in, I think everything will adjust and you'll see true scores out there. But like you said, it's a long season, so make sure you check your injuries. Make sure you check your lineups. Guys can't get any points if they're sitting on the bench by accident. Those kind of mistakes can cost you big time in the long run. Only 6 teams make the playoffs, so it's going to be tooth and nail all the way, man. So
next week we'll talk about the Nova Fire Brigade. That's Don Cherry's pick. I know you, the prognosticator, did not make your playoff picks yet. We won't force you to, but we'll feature Scott Lanham next week, and then we'll talk more storylines on the National Hockey League and see how week 1 went. So join us then on episode 3, a week from today on the Storks Desk. Stork, have a great week, buddy. Enjoy the hockey, and we'll talk to you next week on right here on the Storks Desk, episode 3 next week.
Go Leafs, go, Jimmy.
All right, boys. Let's do that hockey, and we wish you a great night.
See you guys.
The commish is out.